I'm Sidlamuga. I'm the CEO of the KZN Amafa and Research Institute. I'm a historian by training and also a heritage practitioner. I've been working in the heritage background for the past 20 years. So I joined the KZN Amafa in December 2020 as its CEO. I'd been following Gwala and his life since 1990. So, and then later on in my academic life, then I decided to write a PhD in history on Gwala. So during the time when we were commemorating the centenary of Gwala, so I was part of the team that led the writing of the nomination dossier, and which resulted into this site being nominated to be a National Heritage Site. Gwala was born in 1920 in this area, not far from where we are. When he begins to, see, that's what we say, he sees the world, going through one of the most difficult times of the 20th century. That was in 1929. He later realizes, in fact, it was the Great Depression, when the prices of everything skyrocketed and resulting into massive poverty. Most important thing at the time is that when he participates in those Communist Party winter schools and summer schools, he is made to understand the broader struggles of the liberation. And then he joins the ANC 2 years later, the African National Congress. But one of the crucial things that he played in this province and also nationally was the process of beginning to expand the role of the youth in the 1940s and the establishment of the Congress Youth League, as it was called at the time, in Natal. When we look at him and the role that he played, it's largely about mass mobilization, ensuring that the struggle was not just an elitist process, but it was a project that was driven from below the struggle. Of course, he played a crucial role in terms of integrating politics and worker struggles, because he was, by 1952, he was involved in about 14 trade unions, where he was either the Secretary General or an organizer or something to that effect. So, and the level of the tripartite alliance that you saw later on in the 90s was, in fact, one of the person who laid the grounds for it was him. So linking the worker struggles, the political struggles, as well as the mass mobilization kind of networks. So he built the foundations for mass mobilization. He was imprisoned at Robben Island in 1964. The first thing that he did, he found that most of the prisoners there were illiterate. He was then involved in initiating or strengthening education, just basic education for prisoners, political prisoners who could not read, who could not write, but most of them in the 80s would graduate at universities having acquired degrees, but the foundations of that had been laid by Gwala in the 1960s. And then he comes out of prison in 1972 and found the situation very much different, kind of a lull, people scared, the apartheid system, it's mighty, most of people have been imprisoned, but he had been given an instruction by the leadership at the island to come inside the country, not leave the country, but mobilize underground. So he is the kind of a person who led into massive mobilization and the exit of many young people to outside the country, to be trained or to go to study outside the country. So it was through Gwala's role that network in KZN, in Natal at that time, became kind of a live network. The site is basically a living site of a testimony of a life that was dedicated to the struggle. So the Harry Gwala family, not only Harry Gwala, him, his wife, and his daughter put all what they had and their life to the struggle for the liberation of the people of South Africa. So when we wrote the nomination for this site, it was precisely based on the selfless sacrifice that Harry Gwala, Elda Gwala, and Lulu Gwala put during the course of the 20th century. So it's a serial nomination. It's 3 grave sites that are part of, that are in fact Grade 1 National Heritage Site. And our argument when we were writing the nomination dossier was that they synopsize the story of the disenfranchised people, the story, the struggles of the masses during the 20th century South Africa. That was the significance of the site. It was declared on the 18th of December 2020. Having started the nomination process in August of that year. And we ran through various stages of SAHRA declaration, as you will know, and extensive public participation in the province, in this area of Kaswaimane, and in Greater Pietermaritzburg. So during the time when we were declaring it, we had huge support from the leadership of this province, the leadership of the municipality, Mshwati municipality, as well as the leadership of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture at the time. As Amafa Institute, we've invested such a lot together with SAHRA for this site to be what it is. We've enjoyed a collegial, support from the local authority, the local municipality, and the local councillor. There are a number of programs. There is a youth forum that has been established in this area, and their position, what they're trying to do is to ensure that from next year, they're going to start a program of ensuring that all standard 8, in this area of Kaswaimane, they do come to the site. So Amafa are going to be supporting the transportation of those young people to the site. The idea is that in the next, say, 5 years, every learner that matriculates in Kaswaimane and the Mshwati municipality, they've come to this site. Not because this is a National Heritage Site in this area, but also Gwala was born here, and it's an opportunity for them to see the extent to which freedom was not free, and also the extent to which, if you identify a goal and live for that goal, what outcomes can come out of that. So it's a social cohesion kind of priority 6 program, which is going to be supported by Amafa. This is a Grade 1 site. It falls under SAHRA's authority in terms of the permit. The unit responsible for PPG has lived there literally in the past 2 years, ensuring that all what you see today is in fact done. Because even what we did as Amafa, we were supporting what SAHRA's wanted to do. There hasn't been challenges so far. A project, normally you don't experience the challenges at the beginning. So it's still early to see more challenges because, right through, there's been an amazing support from the local councillor, the community, the state, different levels of the state. The family has been exceptionally amazing. You met a family member who is working here almost 5 days a week, but he also comes on weekends to check if everything is fine. We're paying him a stipend as a Mafa just to appreciate the work that he's doing. So there hasn't been challenges so far, and like the site is located in a community and community respected because it's a grave site, and well, it's still early to see any challenges, and because it's still at the beginning of the project. As historians, we always want to ensure that people of South Africa and the world understand their history and where they're coming from. So I want to appeal to everybody to come visit this site. We will negotiate with SAHRA to have it officially opened and to run programs. So, but for now, we are willing to take tours to the site, book tours to the site. You can book through Amafa. The website is www.amafainstitute.org.za, and then you just book yourself, and then we'll take you on a tour of the site. So we want South Africans to appreciate their history and visit our heritage site, and visit the site and many other heritage sites that are in this area and also in this province.